This morning, multiple transgender bills are moving forward at the Capitol. Ahead, how some could impact area students.
Conservatives making a case against Wisconsin's minority undergraduate retention grant to have the argument of racial discrimination against non-minority students.
And the new man in charge at UW-Madison for now. We'll look at his resume. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Thursday, February 12th. Thanks for waking up with us. One more day till Friday.
That's it.
That's it. Week's flying on by. Hopefully, it doesn't feel like it's stretched out too much.
Got Josh Breider coming up in a little bit, breaking down what's going on in the 608. And there was big news this week. Did you hear? Our first warm weather team.
Oh, yeah, we highlighted it. Yeah, we made sure.
First time I've had a chance to talk to Savannah about this. Congratulations, 6 years running, certified most accurate.
Thank you. In southern Wisconsin. Pretty big news.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Congrats. Nothing but the best.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Yeah, and then we're 5 years and counting now for the entire state of Wisconsin. So, forecast really accurate. So make sure you download that First Warn Weather app if you don't already have it, and keep tuning in to us for the latest. 24 in Madison, 25 in Janesville. We've got a lot of teens, though. A very sharp cutoff in who is closer to normal and who's well above average. Even Platteville is sitting very close to freezing level at 31 this morning. The rest of the work week looking really good. 30s and 40s above average, but then we're well above average, seeing mild temperatures heading into Valentine's Day weekend. Dry weather expected through at least Sunday, with our eyes on a system that could bring us some thunderstorms midweek next week. We'll have more details on that and when the sunshine's going to return. That's coming up.
Sounds good, Savannah. News from the Capitol this morning, where 4 bills related to transgender minors are headed for the governor's desk.
Another is scheduled to be heard in the Assembly today. The state Senate took up 5 bills addressing issues related to transgender minors. The proposals included measures requiring parental consent for school pronoun changes, banning transgender athletes from girls' sports, and prohibiting gender-affirming medical treatment for minors.
We are hearing directly from families that this is causing real pain for the kids in their lives. And causing a lot of fear and uncertainty.
We truly do believe that the transgender surgeries, as well as hormones, specifically for minors, they're not promoting truth of one being in their biological gender, but it also causes lots of long-term harm, lots of long-term pain.
All 5 of these bills passed the Senate along party lines. 602, elsewhere at the Capitol, members of Wisconsin Supreme Court heard arguments in a case about a state grant program targeting certain students of color.
Consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn is here with what's at the center of this case and the points made by lawyers on both sides. Good morning.
Chris, Kyrion, good morning. Justices heard a challenge brought by taxpayers against the Higher Educational Aids Board over the Minority Undergraduate Retention Grant, which is a state financial aid program limited to Black, American, Indian, Hispanic, and certain Southeast Asian students. Now, at issue is whether the statute violates state or federal equal protection guarantees and whether the plaintiffs have standing to sue. The attorney for the board, which oversees the program, argued the plaintiffs lack standing and that the program does not violate the Constitution.
This is not a situation where we're talking about spots at Harvard, and those spots are super competed for, and every spot that a minority candidate gets, that means somebody else has to pay the price. This is truly just a symbolic injury, if anything.
Plaintiff's attorney argued that because the program is available only to certain races, it is not an equal educational opportunity. The board's lawyer also said addressing higher dropout rates among these groups is compelling a state interest, but opposing counsel disputed that.
This is not an equal educational opportunity. It's an opportunity available to some races and not to others. So how they can claim that an unequal, racially discriminatory scholarship program furthers an interest in equal educational opportunity is, to me, incoherent. Now, I think what they're doing...
The court typically releases its opinion by the end of the session in the summer.
All right, Michelle Renee, thank you for that update. 6:04 now. City of Madison officials say they're stepping up safety following that deadly crash involving a high school senior last week. A driver hit and killed 17-year-old Sasha Rosen while he was crossing Park Street. Now, family and community members are launching SafeStreetsForSasha.com. They hope to end what they call traffic violence. City staff, meantime, say they're using quick build projects to make dangerous streets safer, faster.
So another example of some quick builds that we've put in are bump outs, so kind of narrowing the roadway at intersections. Also raised crossings, we're putting in a lot of those, especially near path crossings. So like Atwood Avenue, we put in several raised crossings, really just prioritizing pedestrians, bicyclists.
Engineers say the changes like lower speed limits, raised crossings, and traffic circles are key to preventing future tragedies on Madison streets. Now to national news, a new voting bill is now on its way to the Senate after making its way through the House.
The Save America Act, also known as the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, would require voters to provide documented proof of U.S. citizenship when they register to vote in federal elections. It also includes a national photo ID requirement and would require states to use federal databases, including the Department of Homeland Security system, to verify citizenship and remove non-citizens from rolls. Democrats say the bill could make it harder for many legal voters to cast ballots, particularly those without easy access to passports or birth certificates. Republicans argue the changes would strengthen election integrity. The bill faces an uncertain future in the Senate, where it is not expected to receive the 60 votes needed to advance.
In consumer news this morning, the latest federal jobs numbers blew past economists' expectations. The U.S. Labor Department says employers added 130,000 jobs in January, well above economists' forecasts. Most of them came from healthcare, social assistance, and construction. Construction added about 33,000 jobs last month, which economists say reflects renewed demand for building projects. The Labor Department also released annual revisions showing 2025 job growth was much weaker than previously reported, about 181,000 jobs total. That is down from earlier estimates of 584,000. The unemployment rate fell slightly to 4.3%, a sign of some strengthening in the labor market. Wall Street didn't even flinch at the numbers yesterday, staying fairly flat this morning. Futures are up. Overnight trading for the Dow up about 0.3. Same with the S&P, and NASDAQ futures are up 0.3 as well. In more local news this morning, the Sun Prairie Planning Commission has voted against a Derby District proposal.
The plan would have included a Hilldale-style shopping center, apartments, senior living facilities, a pool, and more. The development was planned for a property bordered by Windsor Street, St. Albert the Great Drive, and Highway 19. Community members pushed back, expressing concerns about the lack of single-family homes, townhouses, and duplexes in the project.
UW-Madison has a new interim chancellor this morning, and it's someone with a lot of experience at the university. Dr. Dean Wilcox will take over for Jennifer Mnookin. Mnookin is leaving to become the new president at Columbia University this summer. Dr. Wilcox is the current dean of the College of Letters and Science. That's the university's largest school. He's been on campus since 1995, starting as a lecturer in the Department of Astrology. He became a faculty member a year later. In a statement, Dr. Wilcox says he's humbled and honored to serve as the interim. UW Board of Regents will search for a permanent replacement now.
UW Health is stressing the importance of colon cancer research. Ahead of Colorectal Awareness Month in March, UW Health is hosting its 25th annual Bowling for Colons fundraiser. This year, 9 bowling alleys will participate with over 200 lanes available. The goal is to raise $75,000 for the Carbone Cancer Center.
It's just a really great way to have fun and also support our community directly. I am participating. My team name is called Bowl Movements, so pretty proud of that. 75% of the members on my team are under the age of 6, so I do not have high hopes for our success, but we'll have a good time. It'll be awesome.
Bowl movement, very fitting for the event here.
Love it.
I hope they get that goal. Bowling for Colons takes place Sunday, March 1st, with sessions in the morning and afternoon for teams of 4 to 5 people. Registration includes 3 games and shoe rental. To sign up, you can see the link on our website, channel3000.com.
That's the kind of humor I'm here for, Kyrian.
The bowl movement.
The bowl movement.
Yes. I mean, it was pretty creative. I'll give it to them.
You much of a bowler?
Oh,
When was the last time you went bowling?
I was saying not too long ago, actually. It's only been like maybe 2 to 3 months ago.
2 to 3 months?
Yeah, it's not that, like, we like to go bowling. I'm not great at it, and I prefer to have like the little
The bumpers.
the bumpers up. I prefer to have those up. I don't, but I prefer them because, you know, but I kind of just launch it down.
Do you use the I don't
The
even
ramp?
No, my kids do though. Yeah, my
Okay.
kids do. But I kind of just launch it down the lane. I don't think I actually even have the movement. I just kind of go.
Do you
Just
hit
hope
the
for the best.
ceiling? Do you see those
I'm
Instagram
not
reels
that-
where someone's like throwing
I'm
it
not
up?
that bad.
Okay, good.
I'm not that bad. You're a
Just
bowler?
checking.
No.
Oh, okay. Savannah?
It's fun, though.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying.
Get
It's
an-
good.
Yeah.
It's good sport.
I get an average of like 80 points maybe a game, so
Oh, I get a little better
I
than
try,
that.
but yeah,
I've done a
I'm
little
no
competition.
good by any means.
Okay.
Well, guys, we're dealing with an active radar across Iowa, not here. And although Platteville and Prairie du Chien areas far southwestern Wisconsin could see a few light areas of drizzle or light snowflakes, I think the system mainly going to pass to our southeast. We will see a lot of cloud cover from the system. That warm front is going to move in to the northeast, warming us up back closer to 40 today. And then we've got the 50s in the forecast heading into Valentine's Day weekend. Expecting some sunshine later in the day. We'll have a look at exactly how warm we're going to be for Valentine's Day coming up.
6:10 right now. Coming up on News 3 Now this morning, we're working for the weekend in the 6:08 on a Thursday. I'll have your 3 things to do.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
It's 6:13. It's Thursday, which means we're working for the weekend in the 6:08.
Josh Breiter here with your weekend planner. What's going on this weekend,
Hey,
buddy?
you guys ready for the weekend?
Let's do it.
I'm ready. This weekend marks the halfway point of February. The calendar is just flying by. Let's get right to my 3 things to do this weekend in the 6:08. First up, a long-running Cambridge tradition returns on Saturday. The 21st annual Dip for Dozer takes place at Lake Ripley Park. Participants will plunge into the lake to raise money for the Dozer 52 football scholarship, honoring Dustin Dozer Zulsdorf. Since 2004, the scholarship has awarded more than $250,000 to over 90 Cambridge students. Organizers say the event brings the community together, with all proceeds staying local to support graduating seniors. The fun starts at 11:30. Here's something fun for the kids. Infinity Martial Arts is hosting a free winter festival on Saturday. Their Middleton location is open from 10 to noon, and their Fitchburg one from 1:30 to 3:30. Families can enjoy games, winter-themed activity stations, and mini martial arts classes led by professional coaches. Kids can earn raffle tickets for a chance to win prizes. The events are open to the community. Registration is encouraged through Facebook or over the phone. On Sunday, there's an opportunity to get outside for a winter walk at Pope Farm Conservancy. At 1 p.m., you can join the Friends group on a leisurely 2-mile trek through the trails in Middleton. Organizers will meet in the parking lot of Pope Farm Elementary School before heading into the Conservancy to take in the season's natural beauty. The event is family-friendly and free. It's open to the public. For more happenings this weekend in the 6:08, just go to channel3000.com. I don't know. I keep looking at Savannah's forecast. I'm here for it.
Perfect.
It's just, it feels like we're like towards spring break time and it's only halfway in February.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just all out of sorts, I guess, with it.
So don't get too excited. We do have a drop off later.
You know that it'll snow again. You know that we'll have that cold snap. But there is something about everyone's moods this week. It makes a difference.
Yeah, got a little pep in my step. I believe that. This is my type of weather.
I do feel for snow lovers though, because
Yes, of course.
Oh, it melted so quick.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so ugly outside right now. Everything's gross and
It is all muddy.
yeah.
It's all sloppy out there.
And like the roads, it's like a salt dust. It's like
Yeah.
you're going down a gravel road, but it's salt. Like
Exactly.
It just, yeah.
So make sure you wash those cars. I know the lines have been long.
Oh,
at the
they're
car
super long.
wash.
Have
Yeah.
fun with
Way
that.
overdue. Josh, thanks, buddy.
You bet.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
Now, I know it says 24 degrees for Madison out there, Savannah, but it felt a little warmer than that this morning.
Yeah, it's because we don't have a wind chill out there.
There you go.
That
Okay.
is helping us this morning. We had one yesterday, so that was kind of the difference. 29 in Monroe, 30, very close to freezing level in Platteville, but you can see a lot of us are in the teens. That's all east and north of Madison, but those spots cold, closer to where we should be for this time of year. 15 in Watertown and 13 in Watoma. But like I said, no wind chill. Our winds are not going to be a factor the next couple of days. Finally, a break from that breezy pattern that we saw the last about 48 hours. Temperatures will be quick to rise. We'll be above freezing level at lunchtime, headed up towards 40 later this afternoon. I think a couple spots could top out at 40. That's more likely west of Madison, near Prairie du Chien and Platteville. I think those spots are going to be a little bit warmer. We have a system that's out across Iowa right now with the warm front just to the northeast, southwest of us, northeast of that system, but that is allowing a lot of cloudy skies right now. But we will see a break in the clouds as we head closer to about 4 to 5 p.m. later. Sunshine is expected to last the rest of the evening, and then a few clouds will thicken up overnight. But I do think we'll have mostly clear to partly cloudy skies with temperatures falling into the mid-20s again tonight. Then we're well into the 40s, even see maybe a 50 or so in Platteville and Prairie du Chien tomorrow. Those will be the warmer spots. I think we'll be in the mid-40s here in Madison. Then we're falling to near freezing levels Saturday night for Valentine's Day morning, with highs getting into the 50s by the afternoon. Not only a little bit above average, but this is exactly how much above average we're going to be on Saturday. 21 degrees above average in Madison, 19 in Monroe, 21 in Baraboo, and 25 in La Crosse. And that pattern continues into Sunday and even a lot of next week, at least through Wednesday. We're forecasting very warm temperatures. So 51's our forecast high Valentine's Day. Our warmest high was 55 degrees. That was back in the 1930s. We're going to come very close to that this Valentine's Day. Nowhere near our average high of 29, the snowiest on record, 6.6 inches, and we're not going to see any snow by any means in the forecast this Valentine's Day. Lots of sunshine, I think. Clouds thicken up late in the day into the evening, and for Sunday, at least the morning hours. Tuesday, 54, and then we're tracking a bigger system mid to late week next week, where we even could see some thunderstorms Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Savannah. Hey, quick first warn traffic check. Drive time's looking real good this morning. We're keeping an eye on things, and there are no issues that should slow you down.
Well, Wisconsin's women's basketball is having a season we haven't seen in quite some time, and now it's prove it season. Down in Champaign, the Badgers fought hard against the Illini, but struggled to find their rhythm. Destiny Howe, Wisconsin's leading scorer, hits a three-pointer, Bucky's only lead of the game, and her only bucket of the night. Illinois dominated, handing the Badgers a 92-60 loss.
Boy, Bucks, meantime, looking to pick up their fourth win in the last 5. This is going to go down as the Cam Thomas game. Thomas hits the step back here to put the Bucks up by 6. Thomas, in his second game with the team, dropped 34 points. Bucks win easily, 116-108. Bucks are in 12th place in the East still. They head to Oklahoma City to play the Thunder tonight.
Well, still ahead, National Wisconsin Day is this Sunday. We'll show you how you can celebrate.
And new work requirements, cutting FoodShare benefits for thousands of Wisconsin families. Coming up in our next half hour, what the state says needs to get done to help people navigate the changes.
And before we head to break, let's take a look at gas prices. Time now 6:20. We'll be right back. Wisconsin Day is this Sunday, and what better way to celebrate than with some of the state's most loved traditions, cheese curds, local brews, and classic Wisconsin flavors. Joining us today is Missy Simon, General Manager at Lucy's No. 7 Burger Bar in Beloit, to show us how to celebrate the Wisconsin way, whether you're visiting your favorite local restaurant or bringing the fun home. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about Wisconsin Day and why it's celebrated.
So it is February 15th, and it is this Sunday, and we are celebrating Wisconsin's wonderful traditions and just kind of the culture and heritage and everything that makes Wisconsin, Wisconsin.
Yes, very unique. So can you give us a little history behind Lucy?
So Lucy is actually the youngest of 7. She is the only girl, and so she really enjoyed growing up on the farm and bringing the Wisconsin favorites to the table, and she ended up making that something into a restaurant, and that's what we're carrying on the tradition of to this day.
And how many years?
We are on our 10th year, looking at our 11th here in April. So.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about the food, the traditions that you all have that make you Lucy?
So we, of course, have the Wisconsin cheese curds. They are really good. We serve them with our homemade, house-made ranch. And then we have our Wisconsinite, which is definitely a Wisconsin favorite. We have brats on there and cheddar cheese, and we make our own in-house beer cheese that goes on there with fried onions. And then we have, I brought along some spotted cow that is, since we're so close to the border in Beloit that not everybody can get New Glarus. So it's kind of nice that we have that, and we have 19 other beers on tap that are Wisconsin-based.
And what's your favorite part about living in Wisconsin?
The atmosphere, the culture. I think we have just a lot of fun things to do, and yes, it gets cold, we know that, but there's also summer for a brief moment in time. But yes, Wisconsin and the traditions, and I've lived here my whole life, so I really enjoy this state a lot.
Missy, we want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
We'll share all of these details over on our website, channel3000.com.
Well, temperatures are going to be well into the 30s today, well into the 40s tomorrow, and then we've got the 50s for Valentine's Day weekend that will continue into at least midweek next week. We'll talk about any chance of precipitation we could see going forward.
Up next, your pricey car loan may inadvertently help you save money on your taxes ahead. Who qualifies for a new provision and how much you could save? This morning, the data center debate continues. What to expect today and what protesters are asking lawmakers to do.
Plus, state lawmakers move to define grooming, why they say it's still a gray area.
And local leaders moving forward with a new housing plan, what it means for the community, and how you can weigh in. Good Thursday morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Hope you're up and about and ready to head out the door.
All right, let's do it. Getting you ready. Savannah Brito with your certified most accurate forecast. What are the temperatures like outside this morning?
Well, we have a big temperature gradient. Not bad in Madison. We're still mild at 24, but just to our southwest Platteville at 30. And then check out all these cooler temperatures. These areas east and north of Madison are closer to where we should be. Our average or normal nighttime lows 16 this morning in Watertown, 13 in Watoma, and 18 in Juneau. We're going to see a warm front slowly rise further northeast across southern Wisconsin. Right now it's to our southwest, and that'll warm us up very close to the 40-degree mark this afternoon. There will be a couple areas, mainly west of Madison, that do reach 40, but our forecast time Madison 39 degrees. We will see some sunshine later in the day too. We'll have a look at how long that's going to stick around and how many days in a row we'll be in the 50s.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Happening today at the state capitol, several groups are set to rally to oppose data center expansion.
It comes at a time when several communities around the state are seeing data center proposals and construction. That includes Beaver Dam, Janesville, and DeForest, where city leaders recently rejected a proposal. Organizers of the rally are looking for a moratorium on developments, a freeze on energy rates, and stronger public oversight, among other things. Proponents of data center expansion say it'll create jobs and generate revenue for the state. Today's protest is set for noon.
At the state capitol also, state senators are voting on a bill that would define grooming in law. The bill describes grooming as a pattern of behavior intended to condition, seduce, solicit, lure, or entice a child into sexual behavior, including sexual intercourse or sexual images. Lawmakers say there's currently a gray area in state statute.
Grooming means you're sort of gaining that child's trust over a period of time and making them more comfortable with activities that they might not know are wrong. We just want to make sure we have the tools to intervene before an assault happens.
The vote comes as schools in our area respond to inappropriate incidents involving students and staff. Police say Madison teacher David Fawcett sent sexual text to a teen in Texas. He was charged February 6th. On Monday, police arrested Mount Horeb coach David Chancellor for reported inappropriate communication with the student. And this week, Oregon police are investigating two separate incidents involving staff members and students.
Janesville police actively investigating a shooting that left one person hurt. Officers were called to West Van Buren Street near St. Patrick Parish around 6:15 Tuesday night. That's where they found the victim with a gunshot wound, but authorities say that victim is expected to recover. The police chief couldn't release many further details on the incident, but did say there's no threat to the Janesville community.
The state says it needs about $70 million to update the FoodShare program after changes in President Trump's One Big Beautiful bill. The State Department of Health Services estimates about half the money would cover administrative cost, with another $16 million for county staff and DHS positions. Officials say more funding is needed to help people meet new work requirements to keep their benefits.
And now that there is more work, there are more people who need to do more things. It is extremely important that we have the workers in place to make sure that everybody who is coming through the door understands what they need to do and can do it on deadlines so that their food share is not disrupted.
A coalition backing the funding includes anti-hunger advocates, agricultural groups, and local government leaders. 6:33, now to the latest in the search for Nancy Guthrie, mother of Today co-host Savannah Guthrie. This morning, we're learning that 2 black gloves were found near the crime scene and are being sent for DNA testing.
It comes as investigators in Tucson, Arizona are following up on thousands of tips. The desperate search almost at 2 weeks now. Yesterday, the FBI said it was conducting an extensive search of nearby roads near where Nancy went missing. They are also working on getting more information from those black and white surveillance images from a camera outside of Guthrie's home. They show a person wearing a face mask, gloves, backpack, and what appeared to be a gun holster.
In other national news, fallout continues on Capitol Hill over the Epstein files. Attorney General Pam Bondi is under scrutiny for how she handled the documents. Testifying before a congressional committee, Bondi did not apologize for releasing files that identified survivors who had asked to remain anonymous. Survivors were in the room as she testified. Bondi refused to answer questions, including about President Trump's ties to Epstein.
They are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done.
Meanwhile, more public figures are facing questions. The chairman of the 2028 Olympics will stay in his role after a review of his contacts with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. The Gates Foundation says it did not make payments or pursue any collaborations with Epstein, even as documents show they met multiple times. Bill Gates says their meetings were focused on philanthropy.
The trial against the father of the accused Appalachia school shooter is expected to begin next week. A jury selected yesterday afternoon for Colin Gratt, who is on trial accused of giving his son access to a firearm despite knowing the warning signs. He's pleaded not guilty to nearly 30 charges. 4 people were killed, 9 others injured in the 2024 shooting.
The National Governors Association's White House meeting is back on after all members received invitations. Democratic governors Wes Moore and Jared Polis were initially left off the list, prompting 18 governors to threaten a boycott of the event. The organization's Republican co-chair said in a letter that President Trump had first decided to invite only Republicans. President Trump later said on social media the exclusion was due to scheduling errors.
This morning, we're getting new video of an ICE-involved shooting that injured Miramar Martinez. We want to warn you, some of the imagery we're about to show may be disturbing. ICE released the October 4th video showing an agent pulling out their gun and leaving their car. It does not show the moment of the shooting, though. Within 5 shots can later be heard. DHS officials claim that Martinez rammed the agent's car. Charges against Martinez, though, were later dropped. CBS Chicago is reporting that Martinez is expected to file a civil suit later this morning.
In more local news, Fitchburg is moving forward with its housing plan. The draft lays out strategies to meet current and future housing needs. It will be open for public review starting February 20th. The plan does not approve specific developments. However, it sets a framework to support a diverse, stable, and sustainable housing supply. The Common Council will take up the plan in April. It will also be discussed at public meetings on March 2nd, March 26th, and April 14th. You can find more information on channel3000.com.
Nominations are open for Madison Magazine's Best of Madison. Just log on to channel3000.com and click on the link to nominate your favorites. You have until the end of the month. And don't forget, we are celebrating the city's best businesses and business leaders. So join me for the Best of Business program. It's a lot of bests in there. February 27th at the Concourse Hotel. Learn all about it and get tickets at channel3000.com.
Say, it's always a pleasure to highlight, there's so many wonderful places, people, things in Madison.
Right.
So,
everybody wears it as a badge of honor. They get the plaques up inside their store, and they, get to spread the good word, after those, winners are selected. But right now is the time where if you want to put somebody up for a nomination, you just go and you fill out the form and you do all that stuff, and you got until the end of the month.
That's right. Well, let's check in with Savannah. Savannah, what are the 3 things people need to know as they head out this morning?
Well, guys, we've still got the 30s and 40s to end the work week out above average, but then we're very warm heading into this upcoming weekend, Valentine's Day weekend for southern Wisconsin, and comparing it to where we should be, about 20 to 25 degrees above average. We're tracking the 50s and then dry at least through Sunday. I think even into early next week, our eyes are on a bigger system that we could see towards the middle to end of next week, that Wednesday and Thursday time frame. We could even see a couple of thunderstorms. We'll have more on that coming up.
All right, Savannah, thank you. 6:38 right now. Coming up on News 3 Now this morning, we're working for the weekend in the 608 on a Thursday. I'll have your 3 things to do just ahead.
And also up after the break, if you purchased a new car last year, you could see a tax break. Our Michelle Renee Quinn shares why.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
It's Thursday, which means we're working for the weekend in the 608 this morning.
You know who is here with the weekend planner for you and your family? Of course, Josh Sprider. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning to you guys. This weekend marks the halfway point of February with Valentine's Day this weekend. Boy, time's flying. Here are my 3 things to do this weekend in the 608. A long-running Cambridge tradition returns Saturday. The 21st annual Dip for Dozer takes place at Lake Ripley Park. Participants will plunge into the lake to raise money for the Dozer 52 football scholarship, honoring Dustin Dozer Zulsdorf. Since 2004, the scholarship has awarded more than $250,000 to over 90 Cambridge students. Organizers say the event brings the community together, with all proceeds staying local to support graduating seniors. The fun starts at 11:30. Here's something fun for the kids. Infinity Martial Arts has hosted a free winter festival on Saturday. Their Middleton location is open from 10 to noon, and their Fitchburg one from 1:30 to 3:30. Families can enjoy games, winter-themed activity stations, and mini martial arts classes led by professional coaches. Kids can earn raffle tickets for a chance to win prizes. The events are open to the community. Registration is encouraged through Facebook or by phone. On Sunday, there's an opportunity to get outside for a winter walk at Pope Farm Conservancy Park. This is at 1 o'clock. You can join the Friends group in Middleton on a leisurely 2-mile trek through the trails. Organizers will meet in the parking lot at Pope Farm Elementary School before heading into the Conservancy to take in the season's natural beauty. The event is family-friendly, free, and open to the public. For more happenings this weekend in the 608, just go to channel3000.com. You know, there are a lot of winter events happening this weekend, and I was thinking winter walk might be more like an early spring walk.
Yeah, bring your rain boots.
At least
out there.
You won't need your big parka or anything like that, but
Well, I feel like that's kind of like a win in a sense, I guess.
get a little sunshine. That vitamin D does wonders, I tell you that. I'm
Yes,
feeling
it
a lot
does.
better this week.
Exactly, because we've been sitting in the dark for a while now. It's just been gray and
And
cloudy.
I think we're only a couple of weeks away from the time change again.
Yeah.
Which I know is controversial in itself,
Yeah.
but at least the daylight will be getting a little bit
It's
later.
longer and longer, and I'm here for it.
Springing forward.
Yes, I'm here for it. So lots to do with the 608 as usual, and good weather for it.
Yeah, great weather. Valentine's Day,
Yeah, I know.
Saturday, a lot of Valentine's walks.
That's true.
Presuming this weekend. Josh is always looking for cool stuff to share in the 608, and he loves to get your ideas, so send one his way. Here's his information.
All right, checking in with Savannah, who's bringing all the sunshine this morning.
Yeah, we're bringing a lot of yellow because we will see the sunshine later in the day. For now, we do have some clouds. Any chances for mixed precipitation out across Iowa? That was expected. We could see a few flurries or areas of drizzle out southwest of Madison near Prairie du Chien and Platteville, but I think this system passes to our southeast for the most part. That warm front's going to continue to move further northeast of that area right now, and that'll continue to warm us up. We're 17 days away from meteorological spring and 36 days, almost close to under a month. That'll be next week from actual spring that starts March 20th. We're at 24, very spring-like outside this morning, but there is a sharp cutoff with areas that are down to the teens. That's just to our northeast. Watertown's at 17, Wachoma 13, and only 11 this morning in Fond du Lac, but everyone else is pretty mild. Like I mentioned, a lot of cloud cover for the time being. That won't set the tone for the entire day. Less breezy, and we'll see quickly rising temperatures temperatures at about freezing level, a little bit above that for lunchtime, topping out very close to 40 with the sunshine expected late afternoon into the early evenings. So you see all those thicker clouds. Once we get closer to about 4 to 5 p.m., that's when you see on Future Track all those clouds moving out of here. A few develop overnight that will not allow our temperatures to fall that much despite the clear skies. I think we're still going to have lows in the mid to even upper 20s, maybe a couple areas that reach near 30 or hold near 30. That's going to be more likely to follow that into this upcoming weekend. And then we're well into the 40s, lots of sunshine to end the work week out. We are still expecting clear skies, Madison and southward to start Valentine's Day off. All these clouds kind of moving north then, with partly sunny skies for the day on Valentine's Day and highs that get into the 50s, maybe even some mid 50s. This is a look at how far above normal we're going to be. 21 degrees above it in Madison, 19 in Janesville, 20 in Lone Rock, 25 degrees above average in La Crosse. And that's not only for Valentine's Day on Saturday, those 50s sticking around through the end of the work week and even through at least about Wednesday next week. But that's when I think we are going to see a bigger system move in Wednesday into Thursday, where we could even see some isolated thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've said that. So.
Hey, and where's the Valentine's Day graphic? The little icon for Saturday. Shouldn't that be on there?
I just have been using this one.
I'm going to forget.
I always forget to move it then the next day, and it's on the wrong thing, so.
There you go.
Here's your Valentine's Day forecast.
It's all nice and spruced up for you.
51.
Thanks, Savannah.
Very nice, Savannah, thank you. Well, let's take a look at your commute this morning. If you're headed out the door, things looking good out there. Northbound Janesville to Beltline, things moving along. Average speed 77 miles per hour, so moving right along there. Eastbound Sauk City to Middleton looking good, as well as southbound Sun Prairie to downtown. All right. Well, let's go on to some consumer news this morning. If you're one of the millions of Americans who bought a new car last year, you could benefit from a new tax break.
Consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn looking into this morning. She is breaking down the car loan tax deduction included in President Trump's new tax bill. Good morning.
Chris, Kyrian, good morning. The auto loan interest deduction could cut taxes by hundreds or even thousands of dollars for eligible taxpayers. Now, exact savings do depend on your income and the size of your auto loan. The tax provision applies only to new vehicle purchases. It allows taxpayers to claim up to $10,000 a year on interest paid on loans. Eligible cars must have final assembly in the U.S. You can find the assembly plant of your car by searching the VIN on the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website. Cox Automotive chief economist estimates the typical eligible car buyer could claim around a $4,000 deduction. When it comes to restrictions, income limits for single taxpayers is at $100,000, doubled for married couples. For those with income higher than those limits, the write-off amount is reduced by $200 for each $1,000 above the limit. And only vehicles bought primarily for personal use qualify. This new deduction will be available for new cars purchased between January 2025 and December 31st, 2028. But after that 2028, that tax break is set to expire.
All right, now there are a number of new tax breaks this year, Michelle Renee. How is the government paying for it?
Well, you have to remember tax cuts are not free. In total, they raised this year's deficit to nearly $2 trillion, which raises the total U.S. debt to over $38 trillion. All
right, Michelle Renee, thank you, getting us prepared. Well, in other consumer news this morning, social media platform Discord is rolling out new rules to keep teens and younger children out of age-restricted channels. Discord says global age verification tools will start in March, phased in over time. Users who don't verify their age will be directed to a teen-friendly experience. A company spokesperson says the teen by default settings will build on Discord's existing safety protocols.
Ben & Jerry's rolling out some new flavors for Valentine's Day. Strawberry shortcake. Did I say that right? Strawberry shortcake. It's got sweet cream ice cream with shortcake cookies and strawberry swirls. And that's not all. It's topped with strawberry swirl shortcake crumbles. Then there's PB Blondie Bestie. That's peanut butter ice cream with blonde brownies, graham cracker swirls, whipped topping, mini peanut butter cups. And then there's Mocha Mood Pie. This one is chocolate cold brew ice cream with chocolate cookie swirls, topped with fudge swirled whipped topping fudge chips.
Lots of chocolate going on in that one right there.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you like to keep it
plain
simple.
Jane. Boring dude.
I was gonna say you gotta change it up every once in a while. You know, get out there. Try some other flavors.
Yeah, chocolate chip maybe every once in a while.
I was gonna say, I hope you don't go anywhere just to buy vanilla, because then that would just be absurd. Just buy that at the store. Just go to the store. I'll say,
not all
don't even
vanilla
waste your
ice creams
time.
are created equal.
Okay, you're right.
I
Some
will say
taste better
that.
than others, but
You
still, get out there, be creative. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, Sun Prairie rejects a new development proposal while some community members spoke out against it.
If you have a little kiddo turning 3 soon, send us a picture. We'll show it on TV. The sprint is next. .654, time for the morning sprint.
Today at noon, several groups will rally at the state capitol to oppose data center expansion. This comes as communities across the state face new data center proposals and ongoing construction. Organizers are calling for a moratorium on new projects and a freeze on energy rates, among other demands. Supporters of data centers argue the projects will create jobs and boost state revenue.
Sun Prairie Planning Commission has decided not to move forward with a proposed Derby district. The plan would have included a Hilldale Shopping Center style mall, apartments, senior living facilities, a pool, and a lot more. Community members were worried that it wouldn't have included single-family homes, duplexes, or townhomes.
Janesville police are investigating a shooting that left one person injured. Officers responded Tuesday night to a home a block north of St. Patrick Parish. There, they found a victim with a gunshot wound who is expected to recover. The police chief says there is no threat to the community.
5 bills related to transgender minors making their way through the state capitol. The proposals range from minors needing parental consent to change their pronouns at school, to barring trans athletes from participating in girls' sports, and prohibiting gender-affirming medical intervention for minors. 4 bills are headed to the governor's desk. Another is headed towards the House.
A bill to overturn President Donald Trump's tariffs on Canada now heads to the Senate. The House voted to roll back the tariffs after 6 Republicans joined nearly all Democrats to reject a key piece of Trump's trade agenda. If the measure clears the Senate, Trump could still veto it.
Well, temperatures right now are in the teens to our northeast. We're in the mid-20s here, and then Platteville closer to 30. We'll all head up close to the 40-degree mark today, then be well into the 40s with more sunshine expected for Friday. Lower 50s this weekend, and then even a mid-50 in there early next week. I think we could see a bigger system Wednesday into Thursday, maybe even some thunderstorms near the area, definitely across parts of the Midwest. So really warm system, or really warm temperatures, then a bigger system, and then a little bit cooler again.
Okay, but otherwise we're on a good stretch here.
We sure are.
Savannah, thank you.
CBS Mornings is next.
Next newscast at 9 a.m.
Have a good Thursday.